Shalom. Call halal Yahweh by Shanawah Shai, by Hashem Rakakwadash. Double honors unto the apostles and the elders. Salutations to all my fellow laborers doing this work in truth and sincerity, risking their lives and their freedom to do so now more so than ever. To the scattered elect that are scattered around the four corners of the earth, that be like unto the speckled bird, the Israelite foreigners, and to the Akwaf that are listening and learning. To you, I say shalom. This is your brother Malcolm from the branch of the Great Millstone here in Chicago, coming at you with another lesson in truth. And this picture, all right, this video is just one of those things that I had to respond to. This video was put up by Elder Barra, one of the heads here in Chicago camp that's been here since the beginning of the camp, and his page is Bible Secrets Revealed by. So this is 2. So if you haven't subscribed to his page, I highly suggest you subscribe to it so you can get that constant edification. You know, we affectionately nicknamed him the Precept Assassin. But yeah, looking at this picture, man, I was very, very vexed. I watched the video, and it is vexing because this dude is a total sellout and a coon, and we're going to identify him in the Bible. All right, let's go to Isaiah, the 30th chapter, and we're going to start at verse 2, and it reads, actually I'm going to start at verse 1, but the point is in 2 and 3. But it reads, "Woe to the rebellious children, saith Yahweh, that take counsel, but not of me, and that cover with the covering, but not of my spirit, that they may add sin unto sin." And he adds sin unto sin because he's trusting in the devil. He's trusting in the deceiver, Esau, Edom, who has not changed, who are the same people, they still doing experiments on us now. This is a part of it. All right. The same people that destroy the food, destroy the water, destroy the air, and spray stuff in the air that destroys your body and breaks down your immune system. But these same people want to help you. Those jets are in the sky spraying those chemtrails daily. And no one talks it. Well, they do a media blackout on the news. No one really talks about it. None of these politicians talk about it. Nobody likes to talk about what that stuff is doing. But you notice how so many plants and different trees and things that have died off that you don't see anymore. The different insects that have died off, or their numbers are greatly reduced, that you don't see like you used to. The trees are half sick. Half the branches that get no life on them. That's becoming and that's wherever I go. And then, and brothers are reporting the same things throughout the states, throughout the different states and cities around the country. All right. You cannot, the scripture clearly says in Sirach, never trust thine enemy. All right. His rust has not gone away. Like it's steel. He's still that same piece of rusty metal that you're going to step on that nail and get techna and die. All right. Verse 2, and it says, "They walk down into Egypt and have not asked of my mouth to strengthen themselves in the strength of Pharaoh and to trust in the shadow of Egypt. Therefore shall the strength of Pharaoh be your shame, and the trust of the shadow of Egypt your confusion." And I cannot wait until you, Jake, start dropping dead left and right, man. Just saw a story of some chick that took a vaccination and dropped dead somewhere overseas. Weird, man. I clicked off of it. But nevertheless, you take that vaccine, man, and you out of here. And you can see this dude, look, he's carrying a bunch of weight, extra weight around his midsection. He's older. So he's probably got diabetes or high blood pressure, heart disease. And if he doesn't have them, he's definitely on the verge of it. He can't be in pristine health. This dude does not look like he probably just ate some shrimp and lobster today. All right. But nevertheless, man, people be looking for that quick fix, trusting in this pseudoscience, this science falsely called, as it says in the book of Timothy. But these guys, his generation, the majority of them dropped the ball anyway. And this guy, looks like he's a generation before me. And yeah, and that generation definitely dropped the ball. Outside of the men the elders, the elders that was there in the beginning with One West. The majority of the men from that time, from the 60s, those guys dropped the ball, man, big time. We had no leaders. Speaking of leaders, let's talk about one. Let's go to the book of Maccabees. All right, because this man is a man to be remembered and to be honored. And I pray that I have the same courage and faith and strength that he had, should I be put in this situation, because I ponder it. And I pray that the Lord, give me strength, because I know these days the oppression is 2021 is going to be horrible, and it just got real bad for me, but it's getting ready to get bad for everybody, because I'm back battling that court thing again. Now they've got some discrepancies and some paperwork, which is putting me right back in there now. Thought I'd beat this thing, but nevertheless, all praise is going on to Yahweh B'Shem Shai. I'm gonna praise him anyway, man. All right. This is 2 Maccabees 6:18, and it reads: Eleazar, one of the principal scribes, an aged man and of a well-favored countenance, was constrained to open his mouth to eat swine's flesh, because they were trying to persuade our people to eat abominable foods. All right. And they wanted to use him to do it, since he was a leader and was highly favored among the people. But he choosing rather to die gloriously than to live stained with such an abomination, spit it forth and came of his own accord to torment. All right. So he would go to die, to be beaten, however the death that they had laid out for him. All right, rather than to give a bad example to his people. All right, to our people. As it behoved them to come, that they are resolute to stand out of against such things as are not lawful for love of life to be tasted, but they that had the charge of that wicked feast, for an old acquaintance they had with the man, taking him aside, besought him to bring him flesh of his own provisions, such as was lawful for him to use, and make it as if he did eat the flesh taken from the sacrifice commanded by the king. So, so this sellout, like this one on the picture, all right, came forth with some meat that was actually lawful, and said, "Here, eat this. Just pretend it's the pork. Pretend it's the pig." We'll show you how far that we've come. Because our people will kill you for some pig. And there was a time when some of our people would rather die than to eat it. There was a saying among the Israelites that it was better to eat pork than to speak Latin or Greek. Okay? So, that's going to show you that we had a disdain for the ways of the heathen. All right? And eating pork is a very bad thing, you see? All right. Verse 22, it says, that in so doing he might be delivered from death, for that old friendship with them find favor. And he began to consider discreetly as he became his age, and excellently in his ancient years, and the honor of his gray head, whereon was come, and the most honest education from a child, or rather the holy law, made and given by power. Therefore he answered accordingly willingly them straight ways to send him to the grave. He said, never mind, send me to die. All right, because he had been ordered, if you don't eat this, you're going to be put to death. For it becometh not of age, said he, in any wise to disassemble, whereby many young persons might think that Eleazar, being 80 years and 10, so this dude was 90, man. A score is 20. So he was 80. This was a 90-year-old man. We're now going to a strange religion, meaning a strange way, a false way. I'm going to show these people this wickedness. He was speaking in third person like The Rock. The Rock says, he said Eleazar will not do so. Okay. Verse 25. And so they through my hypocrisy and desire to live time and a moment longer should be deceived by me and get a stain in my old age and make it abominable. So that would be like me persecuting someone for committing adultery when I've done it myself. Persecuting someone for stealing when I've done it myself. All right? He was like, no, there's no way I'm going to lead these people to wickedness. All right? 27. Wherefore now manfully changing this life, I show myself such as one as my age requireth, and leave a notable example, such as be young to die willingly and courageously for the honorable and holy laws. And when he had said these words, immediately he went to torment. So he told them what it is, and he went to his death, to be put to death with those who are like-minded like him. All right. Now I pray that I don't be put to death. I pray to get victory over these Edomites, over these heathens, and to judge them. All right. To give them double as according to the law for what they've done. But if I am to, I pray to be like this man. All right. I pray to be like this man. They led him changing the good. Will they bear him a little before into the hatred, because the foresaid speeches proceeded as they thought from a desperate mind. But he was ready to die. With stripes he groaned, and he said, it is manifest unto Yahweh that have the holy knowledge, and whereas I might have been delivered from death, I now endure sore pains in body, being beaten. But in soul I am content to suffer these things, because I fear him. And see, that's what keeps me pushing. I fear you, how about Hashem shy, man. All right. And I do not want to set a bad example for the men that have been that the Lord have given to me, that's placed me in charge of. All right. Nor the sheep in the flock that the Lord has placed me to be one of their teachers. I pray to be like this man, right? Not like this brown fool on the screen, who more than, who I'm sure would ignorantly call himself black when ain't nothing black about him, all right, except his soul. So with that, I give all praises, glory, and honor unto Yahweh Shem Shai. Stay prayed up. Pray as much as you can. Read as much as you can. Fast as much as you can. The dark days are upon us. It is only going to get worse and worse in 2021. There's a lot of really bad things that are set to happen. All right. And much of it is going to start right here in this month of January. So with that, Abba Kwam Yasharala. Shalom.